Welcome,
You got it out.
ladies and gentlemen, to the return of the Planet Destiny podcast. We're back, everybody. It's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, many days, many moons, many nights.
Many days.
That's right. Very, very many days. But we're back. We're back.
Hello.
Yeah, PD's back, and we're back to cover some Destiny good stuff and bring you guys a podcast where we give you our thoughts on the state of the game and the state of the community. And it feels good. It feels like I haven't talked to you guys in like 17 years. Like we've all we've had the end of happy days. We've all gone off and done our own thing. Mega's like a dad now, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
And like
that's true. I wasn't a dad the last time we did this podcast.
That's right.
Messed up,
So I think Mega's a dad. Moon's like the president or something. I live in a garbage can out back, and Nim's like
ruggedly handsome.
just ruggedly. He's the
Nim's
ruggedly
over here
handsome one.
scheming.
Aren't you a flatterer?
just over there. But you know, it feels good. I'm happy to be back. I'm very happy to be back. And this is the start of the new podcast. We're bringing it back, and we really have to start things off by saying thank you. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the support. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to the Guardians out there who really stuck with PD after what seemed like the end of the road for that brand and for this company. I guess we're going to spend a little bit of time at the start of this episode talking a bit about what happened, the things that have gone on behind the scenes. If you really want to say thank you for PD being back, say thanks to Moon. It was like 90% her, lassoing people behind the scenes and kind of forcing things to happen. But
Herding
also,
cats.
Herding
as it
cats,
were.
basically.
Yeah.
In bags. So, enjoy that. But really, a huge thank you does have to go to you guys. The support you all have shown for the past couple of months have been absolutely incredible. When we first announced that PD was closing, it kind of came out of nowhere to all of us. We weren't really all made aware of that decision before it was just kind of made. It was like, oh, I guess that's done and over with. And because of some of the noise that you guys made while we were gone, you really caught the attention of some folks and really facilitated the return and allowed us to come back. And starting things off, look at Mega's beautiful face. So, look at it.
I'm just. I just remembered all I do during the podcast is stare at my camera and make faces.
That's right.
So
And
I'm just getting back into the vibe. You know.
It takes a little while to get back into the hosting game. You gotta go through the emotions, all of it. You're a very fluid actor. I love it.
He is. He's very expressive.
He is.
That's
He is.
why we keep him around.
It's part of his charm.
Someone would say
I imitate
beautiful
human
man,
facial cues. Yes, I do that so that I can assimilate.
That's kind of horrifying.
So you're the Mark Zuckerberg of the Destiny community.
Oh my
I
god.
am tracking all of your information. Yes.
This is what it means
Fantastic.
to be human, right? But anyways,
Unbelievable.
we're finally back. And
Yeah.
there goes my camera, and now it's back. Don't worry about it. Technical difficulties. We're using Discord. It's the first episode. But I guess we should...
I don't know why they would get rid of this podcast. I don't know why anyone thought it
Oh,
was.
shut up.
Literally the most professional podcast in the history of the Destiny community. No other podcast has these production values. I mean, that was an actual full green screen. It wasn't like the half green screen you see on most streams, like that guy right there. That was a full green screen. It was so good,
true.
it made me disappear and made the background show up. That's how good that green screen was.
Oh, wow.
Our ability to go off on tangents has not diminished in the slightest. So let's go ahead and get into things here. I guess we want to start things off by talking a bit about what happened to PD. So, of course, Destiny wasn't in the greatest of spots when we left. And, seeing that, the owners of the channel made an executive decision without our input, by the way, to kind of shut everything down. And through some real community feedback, some real community push, plus some really great liaison work from Moonvault here, we were able to get into contact with some of the individuals who owned Planet Destiny and convince them that the property, the brand, was worth saving and that it was worth bringing back. And that's where we are now. And over the past week or two, we've really seen an incredible amount of resurgence for the viewers on the Twitch channel. It's doing really well. We've got a whole new team of Twitch streamers. We were able to hold, a 24-hour live stream when Warmind came out?
Yep. Went off
Holy
without a hitch. It was
moly.
absolutely fabulous.
It was so good.
And so we've got a new Twitch team. We were able to revamp a lot of things behind the scenes. We've got a lot of stuff we're working on that we haven't been able to talk to you guys about yet. but the YouTube channel is back up and running, and we really wanted to start things out by saying thank you. And I do believe, Moon, you have more information than I do about everything that went on, so if you want to give anybody a little bit of an idea of what happened, you're free to.
Well, long story short, the person that was previously managing everything, his name was Ryan, he left. And there was a little bit of a miscommunication in that he said things were shutting down. Things were a little bit unclear. So we kind of just were like, okay, this is news to us, I guess.
Yeah.
But with a little work and kind of digging around and some help from some people, I was able to get into contact with the folks who own Planet Destiny. And they're a company that's run in Sweden, and there's a couple guys from the UK that manage everything. But I was able to get into contact with them and fill the position that Ryan had left. So here we are.
By the way, very accommodating people.
Yes.
Over there in Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really,
they're
like
very nice people.
We never, before this, we never really had much contact with the individuals who were over there, basically at, we'll call them corporate. So it was kind of a shadow corporation.
Pretty much.
We never had any contact with. So we all assumed, oh God, it's the evil corporate overlords who are just looking at spreadsheets of numbers and money.
You know, the first Avengers, when Sam Jackson is talking to the council, the shadowy council figures. That's what I imagined
like
the entire time.
A darkened room with a man who you only ever see the back of him. He's got a cat and he's just, what are the stats for today?
Oh.
I'll get you next time.
I can confirm that is what they sound like. Yeah.
That's what they sound like. But they turned out to be super nice.
Well, that's what all Swedish people talk like.
Of
that's
course.
the accent.
Actually,
so that's
what they all sound like. But no, they turned out to be really accommodating, really nice once we got a chance to talk to them. And got a lot of things cleared up, and we were able to get things started back here on PD, which I'm super psyched about. I love this channel. I love working with you guys. You guys are nice. You're cool people.
Yeah.
I love your face.
The feeling is mutual.
No, really, is it? I don't believe you. I think that's
It is.
acting coming through.
No, trust me.
It's that corporate facade.
There you go.
Oh,
See, she's already fitting into her role as channel manager, giving political responses.
I'm bad at that. I am bad at being professional.
They got her. They got her
Listen,
already.
no. You will never see that from me. I am way too out of control for that.
I can honestly say in the entire time I've known Moon, she has never once been professional.
Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah.
a fact. It's a fact.
Great compliment.
You can ask Nem too. Oh God.
It's pretty great.
So,
Anyway.
I mean, Nem is literally the shadow figures right now for anyone who can see the video. Like, he legit-
Look, man.
Shrouded in
I
darkness.
have that lighting.
Nem
Okay.
loves the Hive so much he has become one of them. I think. Like,
This
he's
is
living
true.
in a pit.
I mean, the guy's getting dark and brooding. He's just getting every day more and more edgy. Like, dude, the dude's actually been insufferable.
Look, I get
since
that
we
enough
got
from
Knuckles.
Moon.
He does. He does. I tell him this frequently. I have to remind him just how edgy he really
A
is.
little less edge, man. Back away from the edge.
Somebody's gonna cut themselves on Nem.
Oh.
The edge.
God.
Too real. Oh my God.
But anyways, so now that Planet Destiny's back, we are making a couple of changes to the channel. We're still going to be providing the content you know and love. Guide videos, review videos. We've actually got a surprising amount of them up already. And I think we've got some more coming in the future. I do believe the next on the list is Graviton Lance, I want to say. And holy schmoly. We'll talk about it later, but Graviton Lance is... boy! Talk about a nut cannon. Feels good to use. But, of course, we're making all that kind of stuff that PD is known for. But we're going to be doing some different stuff, too. We're going to be having a much greater focus on the community. This is actually something I really have to give credit to Moonvault for. It's something she really pushed for, and a decision I absolutely agree with. A greater focus on the Destiny community itself. We have such a wonderful community when it comes to gaming here. Our little neighborhood of the gaming world is one of the most fantastic in history. You guys are such a varied group of people. You're such a wonderful group of people. And anytime any sort of challenge is put in front of you, you build up a delicious amount of salt and then you surmount that challenge like crazy. And I really just wanted to say that I really am happy that PD is back. I really do feel good about where the channel is right now and where it's going to be going in the future. And thank you. Thank Moonvald. Thank the Swedish overlords. and everybody involved with bringing this back. And I get my podcast back. I get to come back and talk for an hour or so about a game that I love and sometimes hate. That's exactly what I want to do with my Sunday evening. So, unless you guys have something else to add there, you want to move on into the bigger conversations in the Destiny world?
I think that sounds great.
Mega also love podcast. Back happy, good feeling
Big
inside.
Big Daddy Mega. Wise words from Big Daddy Mega.
Unbelievable.
These are the
Before-
types of insights I'm prepared to bring.
Before we move on to discussing the topic of Warmind, we do now have a fresh new Twitch stream team
Ooh, yes.
over here. So for the people watching on YouTube right now, we have a lot of new faces over here on Twitch, a lot of great people. It's going to be probably we have the schedule semi-set yet?
Yes, somewhat. We're still trying to figure things out for a couple people, but pretty much it's set. So I will be posting that probably
so
within the next week or two.
We'll have that schedule up soon, and we'll eventually have them on the podcast as well one at a time, so that way you guys can get to know them, get to see who they are and what they're about in the Destiny community. Again, they're all great people, handpicked by Moonvald, so I'm excited to see them in the channel.
Yes.
I agree with everything you said, but when you said handpicked, I pictured a tree with the Infinity on
I
it.
just went,
Literally reaching up,
this
and
one.
just picking him.
This
This
one.
one's ready
Yeah.
right here.
Dan Infinity. It's like, oh yeah, this is a juicy one right here.
That's exactly what I did. That's how it
That's
went.
how it goes. Can
Yeah.
somebody paint that for me in a Renaissance
my God,
style?
yes.
That
so
would be
I can hang it
beautiful.
on my
On it.
wall forever.
Mark Square, where are you? Hey.
Somebody
Yeah.
get Mechie on it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Mechie too, yeah.
There we go.
In that line also, Nem, thank you for bringing that up, but we also have a Discord. And I will have links before this podcast is out. I will make a link to everything in our Twitter bio. So if you want to find wherever we are, just go to destinynews_net on Twitter. Look at our bio. Find those links. Come talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hang out with you. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So, lots of new things going on at Planet Destiny, and it's a good thing because there's kind of a lot of stuff going on with Destiny as a franchise. And of course, this week, or I guess last week, it's Sunday now, Warmind, the second DLC pack for Destiny 2, dropped. And of course, that is going to be what we're talking about on tonight's episode. It's a big DLC. It's got some good stuff in it. We've all got some thoughts on it, and so we're going to go ahead and dive on in and let you know, first and foremost, what some of our thoughts on Warmind overall are. So, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I'm confused. TBL said the second DLC, but as far as I'm concerned, this is the first one. For
Right.
me. The first
Right.
one that I've enjoyed at least significantly. I like Warmind. I like it.
I do. Yeah.
I do too.
I'm
I do.
enjoying
I
it
think
a
it's a definite improvement over Curse of Osiris, which was lacking in a lot of the things that are necessary in game, like a meaningful grind and a fun play environment. Both of those things are two big aspects of Warmind. Of course, Destiny before Warmind dropped was already in a better spot with update. I think it was 1.1.4, the Go Fast update, greatly improved the overall sandbox experience, in my opinion. And Warmind has added in a bunch of new things to grind for. It's added in a new campaign mode, about 4 or 5 missions long. Some new raid layers and whatnot. Some particularly difficult raid layers and whatnot. And
Apparently.
yeah,
That's what I hear.
yeah, a little on the hard
It was
side.
rather,
there.
yeah, it was rather difficult.
That's-
I wanted to,
That's the real reason
as something
Nem is so
Moon would say,
darkened.
I wanted to eat my controller.
Yes.
Delicious, nutritious.
I have that phrase trademarked, Nem. You're going to have to pay me
Trademarked,
royalties now.
I got you.
25 cents. So, I mean, I think
Put it on his tab.
Yeah.
I think overall, Warmind has been pretty good. It's done exactly what I hoped Destiny 2 would do. I had, we'll say, mid-level hopes for this DLC. I wanted, from Warmind, a decent enough campaign mode and a bunch of new things to grind for. New stuff at in-game to occupy your time, and I think it's added that in. Is Destiny 2 the game that it needs to be? Not quite yet, but Warmind is definitely a very solid step forward, and it's got me really, really hopeful for the content that we're going to be getting in summer, and then with the expansion later on this year. I think the campaign mode, it's short. It's like 4 or 5 story missions that go by really quickly, narratively speaking. But I liked it. I found myself at the end of it being like, oh, that's it. I want more of this. Whereas with Curse of Osiris, I was just kind of like 2 or 3 missions in, and
it's definitely an improvement. I agree.
Absolutely,
a huge improvement.
So, I mean,
it's way better than I thought it was going to be. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can relate to that sentiment.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it's better than I thought it was going to be, and as good as I hoped it would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, to clarify, also, I didn't think it was going to be like abysmal and terrible, but it went above and beyond my expectations, basically.
Bungie has a real tendency to be too good of salesmen to get me more hyped than I should be. So this time around, when they're like selling me things, I'm like, I'm not buying your snake oil, Mr. Salesman.
Not this time, Deej.
Not again. You don't tell me that there's a bunch of secrets and you doubt I'll be able to find them in the patrol zone, because last time your patrol zone couldn't even have sparrows because it was so small. All right, so I don't buy it. But then I was surprised when there actually was a lot of things you could run around and search for to find in it. Even it's weird how just adding 45 pointless, not pointless because they unlock a gun, but 45 stupid little circles to shoot on the map is that is content that captivates me.
I love it
somehow because I think what it is Destiny at its core, its core elements are tons of fun. It's viscerally satisfying to play Destiny. It's just I need literally anything to give me a reason to keep playing it, and 45 little circles to hunt down is literally, it falls under the category of literally anything, and it's enough fun that I'm like, I just like running around shooting guns in this game, and I have some sort of
you have a reason to do
so
it.
Let's do it. Exactly. Yay.
Yeah.
Game's always been fun to play. It just needed a reason to play it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've logged into Destiny and not known where I'm going to start that day, whether if it's going to be for a sleeper quest or the sword or trying to find the catalysts for the exotics.
Yeah.
And it's super refreshing. It's definitely something that I was desperately needed in the game.
Yeah. Definitely. All day yesterday, I spent grinding for Sleeper Sim. And when I got it, I will tell you that is the most satisfying Destiny 2 experience that I have had so far. By far. Hands down. And I was so thrilled to get that gun. So I think that's just a testament to how well they did with the grindiness of this DLC.
Building right off of what Mega said, when they advertised there's going to be secrets in this one, there actually are a lot of secrets in this. There's a lot of hidden quests, a lot of post-campaign content for you to get done. Once you get done with the 5 story missions, there's still other quests and whatnot for you to do. Quite a few of them. And the last time I got a feeling like this for just finding something out in the world and it being tied to a long quest was when we started picking up Hadium flakes and whatnot in the Taken King, and suddenly you get this exotic sword quest where it's out of nowhere, this boom, new exotic weapon you had no idea how to get just kind of pops up. And that's kind of what it is with the, I think they're called the Lost Fragments or something like that across the surface of Mars. You go through, you break up 35 of those, and boom, you get a new exotic sword. You break up all 45 of them, and you get this awesome exotic sparrow. I love that kind of hidden content in the game. The other stuff with the other exotics, the Polaris Lance, all those kinds of quests, they keep you busy after you've completed the main campaign, and it's the exact sort of thing that Destiny 2 needed. It's something that was noticeably absent in the base game, and also absent in Curse of Osiris, where I think the biggest secret in Curse of Osiris was how to get the treasure chest in the lighthouse. And That was just like
Yeah, you're not wrong.
4 or 5 books, and this is absolutely something separate from that. I mean, they shoved so many secrets into this that they created an ARG for a real Valkyrie hidden at the top of a mountain in real life.
Whoever found that, if you don't find some Destiny superfan to buy that from you for like 25 grand or something, you know there's somebody, at least $5,000. You're sitting pretty. I mean, I would be thrilled to find it, but I need money. I'd be like, yes, I will sell this thing that I found literally just on the ground to you for $5,000. All right, I will do that.
And I mean, just with that, you can see a real dedication on the behalf of Bungie and Vicarious Visions towards bringing back those elements of Destiny 1 that got everybody hooked into that game for 3 straight years. And that is exactly what I wanted to see from Destiny 2 moving forward with this DLC, and I'm very happy we've gotten it. We can break that we can break this kind of section up to different aspects. How did everybody feel about the story?
It was short.
Very short.
But I liked it. But I know Nem has some hive-related lore.
He's mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Nem has more to say than me, so before he gets in, I'll just say I like the character of Anna Bray introduced, and I like lore touches, but as a story, I feel like it was way too short and just felt rushed and disjointed.
It was short.
Like, it has that weird cliffhanger moment where it's like, we woke something else up that feels like the end of a TV show, and then like,
just
in
boom.
Your next mission.
The pacing was crazy.
It was weird. I didn't think it was great story. I thought it was an interesting story, not told particularly well.
Yeah, it was definitely rushed.
That's the world of Destiny, so I'm used to that. So whatever.
Just a short DLC, right?
Tell me, Nem, what's wrong with Nokris and the tube sock worm, whatever that thing is.
Zol.
Yeah.
Zool, the keymaster,
The gatekeeper.
Okay, I'm not gonna rant too much about it, but I think that those two particular characters were super shoehorned into the DLC to kind of give some sort of a villain to it. I honestly wasn't expecting Warmind to be a hive enemy based DLC. That kind of like took me by left field. I was like expecting like it was gonna be Fallen.
Yeah.
Right. So like the fact that they put in Nokris, just like out of nowhere. A son of an exiled son of Crota, and Zol, a worm god. With Nokris, the only thing that we knew about Nokris is that he had a statue in the Dreadnought.
Yeah.
And now he's a strike boss. And pretty much the entirety of the background info that is missing from the actual campaign on who these characters are tied to the 3 exotics that you get after you complete the campaign in each thing. And there's it's like it's one of those things. I'm glad that's in the game and it tells you a little bit more about them. I just felt like these two the beings that are supposed to be super powerful and have all these these abilities are they're both a strike boss.
Yeah.
Come to think about it, they're 2 strike bosses.
I'm more mad about it with Zol than I am about Nokris, because if you're not like a hive fanboy dude, he's just another big hive dude to me, and maybe he has a lot of powers, but we've killed hive that are probably more powerful than him.
Absolutely. But
Zol seems like he should be a bigger deal because he's a worm god.
He's a worm god.
He's got God in his name,
especially with how much the worm gods have been built up in the lore, like with the Book of Sorrows, and they're a thing, right? They're like this really powerful.
Like, I don't know anything about lore, and I know that worm gods are important. I don't know anything at all.
I mean, we did kill Oryx, and Oryx had the power of Akka, which was another one of the worm gods. So, with that knowledge, Zol is kind of like the runt of the litter of the worm gods. He was the weakest one, and he kind of left because he knew that they were going. Yeah, exactly. That's why he left, because they were going to eat him. Exactly. And the one thing that like really bugged me in the story is when you first encounter Zol. Spoilers for those who haven't played the story. spoilers.
Oh yeah, this podcast is spoiler. Filled.
Just I gotta get it out there because somebody in YouTube is gonna be like, I haven't played through the campaign, man. Rip. So when you first encounter,
you didn't have an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, you mean like 35 minutes.
So when you encounter Zol in the campaign, it looks like he takes away your light. Mm-hmm. He stuns you. He suppresses you. Your character literally can't move, and he sounds super menacing. And then like somehow your ghost is just like gone. Like you lose like track of your ghost.
Maybe your ghost just bails. Maybe that's why you're like all fucked up because your ghost is like, oh shit, nope, bye.
And then like the next thing we see is the Guardian climbing up wherever he was fallen, and it looks like your ghost is literally giving you your light back.
Yeah.
And then when we encounter Zol again, he's just a worm that shoots fire.
Somebody in our Twitch chat just brought up
sludgy,
something
bouncy stuff too
that I want to point out, which is the Heart of the Black Garden was also a god, and we also killed that. So maybe we're just super OP.
Well, the Heart of the Black Garden.
We don't even know what that was, though.
The Heart of the
we still don't have an explanation for what that was.
The Heart of the Black Garden was the last of a longer campaign, at least, though, right? Like
fair.
That was more than that wasn't a character that was introduced, called like a big deal, and then we killed it like 2 levels later, and now we kill it like every day casually while we eat our cereal doing strikes. Like,
I was super glad to finally see like those two. It's just kind of a little bit of kind of like disheartened that they were so easy to get through.
Yeah, I do agree. I feel like they were good in concept, but they should have been utilized.
I can agree with
I
that.
think that just falls on the story being, if they just had a little bit more of a plot with it. And I wanted to say one other thing about the story that actually really bothered me was right in the beginning when Anna Bray like distress signals and our ghost is like, hey, this is a fucking official line only. I'm like, okay, but are we good guys, or are we just gonna ignore that there's somebody here who's like, I need help? Well, please go through the proper channels next time. I guess you're gonna die down there.
She said it. Anna Bray said it. We have one of those uptight ghosts.
I know, but I'm just like,
when has he ever been uptight?
When has he not want to help people?
This entire game.
Our ghost is a dick. I don't remember him. Let's just let people die, I guess, because they don't have the right.
He's just wound real tight.
Code,
that caught me by surprise too, Mega. I'm with you. I was like, yo, chill, ghost. Since when have you ever been a dick like this?
Jesus Christ, dude.
I will say, I one thing I did really like about the story was Nokris in particular, and his like visual design. That was
so
really, really cool. And I think the Hive, the look of them in Destiny 2 is a lot more cohesive and a lot more distinct than it was in D1. So that is something I really enjoyed about
absolutely.
DLC, for sure.
And I mean, I can definitely identify with some of Nim's frustrations. I'm a bit of a lore junkie as well. So, when we learned about Nokris way back in the Taken King, like, oh, there's such mystery surrounding this character. We've got a statue here. We've got little bits and pieces of lore. I talk about this forgotten, outcast son of Oryx and what's going to be going on with him. It's a little weird to see him pop into the story for one mission, not say a word, get tossed out the back with the garbage, and like never hear from him again. I mean, maybe they'll come back with like a throne world thing for him because of course Hive don't die until you kill him in their throne world. But but it was kind of a weird throwaway.
I think that the problem is that the story, the campaign in the game is like the movie, and the lore is like the novelization of the movie. It's like people read that and they're like, yeah, but Boba Fett was really a really fleshed out character if you read the expanded universe. And it's like, yeah, but he was just some dude who died in the fucking pit in the movie.
In Anus in the desert. Yes.
And that's just what, unfortunately, there's so many awesome characters in the Destiny lore, or so many things that are like, we have a little bit of J.J. Abrams syndrome in Destiny where we just hype stuff up. We just hype things up with no idea how we're going to finish it.
That's a really good comparison. We know so much and we saw so little.
I think another
kind of the nature of the beast, I feel.
Hand cannon. I think another reason for that is also the fact that Warmind was very likely under development alongside Destiny 2. They probably started working on this DLC a long time ago, and this sort of community outcry for the lore in the game, saying, "Hey, there are huge lore elements that are just kind of being thrown away here. That we're not too happy with. I think that was a response after Destiny 2 came out that Bungie probably didn't have much time to react to. By then, I think Warmind was already out. They had already tossed us Nokris and Zal as kind of just like a throwaway couple of bosses. Not that I have any real issues with like the Nokris story mission or the strike. I think the strike itself is pretty fun. I love the boss encounter there. It's cool. I love the boss fight against Zal. I love that we finally have like a big epic feeling boss fight. We haven't had one of these since really Oryx in The Taken King. Can you remember when you got to the end of that story, right past those two statues, and like the floor lights up, it goes into that symbol, it opens up, and boom!
Oh my god, I got
there's
shit.
Oryx with the darkness coming to him, his wings open up, and it's like, damn, that's not the heart of the Black Garden.
I miss you, Oryx. I'm sorry we killed you.
Having Zol's introduction the way it is throughout the story, where like you beat Nokris and then boom, suddenly like Nim says, your light is drained from you, and this big worm's crawling around. It's like, oh,
and he's like talking shit. Oh, it's
yeah.
so good.
Like, get bodied, styled on. He's in there just getting his glory ranking straight to the top. He's the one who first got the Redrix's Claymore, not that one kid on Twitter. It was Zol,
Can he use
baby.
it? Can he use that gun? He doesn't have arms.
No digits. So it's a trophy. But
Yes.
and then of course, you know, with the story mission and the strike with him like breaking through the Warmind facility, I do wish that would have lasted a little longer. Like I wish that
I agree.
I love that mission, how you're going through and you're like working with Rasputin to power up the Valkyrie. I wish there were more instances during that mission where like Zal was breaking through parts of
the whole time the facility was falling apart with him tearing.
That build up would have been fantastic. But at the end, you know, he's a big boss, giant worm, shoots hyper beam.
Laser worm.
About this.
Laser worm.
Laser worm.
I tweeted about
That's
this,
his
but
name.
he is the lamest boss to fight.
Worm.
If you don't play with music, he is the lamest boss to fight like by yourself. Like I was doing the sleeper quest by myself. I don't have music on when I play ever because I just will have like a show on in the background if I'm just grinding solo. So it's just me like huddled in the back with him just standing in the front, occasionally going Brrrr! And I just have like a freaking pulse rifle. Brrrr, 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 brrrr.
That's it.
Like this is great. This is intense.
That was my experience today when I was getting my sleeper. I was just hiding in that one crate where he can't shoot you with it, just kind of poking out from time to time.
It's such a dorky way to imagine fighting a gigantic.
To be
worm.
fair, you know,
When you put it like that, yeah.
To be fair, it's hard to put, you know, characters of such magnitude into a DLC of this size. So it's, you know, Vicarious, who are the people who, you know, developed Warmind, I can't, you know, put the finger of blame on them for it, because I mean, there's really only so much that they could have fit within the structure.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we don't know, you know, what's like the outline that, you know, they're given. It's like, this is how many campaign missions you need to do, and, you know, go.
Yeah.
So visually, the campaign was awesome. Like
Absolutely.
It was, you know, the pacing of it was really, really fun. Getting to see a little bit more about Rasputin and Anna and like the connection that she has with him. I think that was all fantastic. Like I had fun playing through it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, the substance of the story itself is definitely the thing that stood out to me the most and made me feel like it gave me the feels for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just very interesting to me.
It
And at the end, when you hear
worst story
Rasputin
ever.
speak, it's like, I don't know. It was really enjoyable.
It could have been the worst thing ever, and I would have had fun because I had Graviton Lance to play with, and
Fair.
that's all I cared about.
Yo,
The entire time I was just like, let's just kill everything with my Graviton Lance that is now more fun than a super. I don't care. Like,
You know, and that is a perfect place to take the conversation with, because of course with Warmind we've got a bunch of new weapons, a bunch of new armors. A lot of them are reskins, and I'm still not happy with that. But the exotics,
Meh.
boy, yo, some of these exotic changes are fantastic. And Mega, I am right there with you. Graviton Lance is an entirely different beast now. That thing is a monster in PvP and PvE.
yes, yes. It used to just be like the gun that looked really cool and sounded really cool, and now it's the gun that looks really cool, sounds really cool, and bodies you.
Yeah.
You are done. Like,
It's
Yeah.
So Graviton Lance, of course, is a 2-shot burst now. They changed the way that its sort of void explosion works too, so enemies don't fly back and ragdoll. They kind of float up, blow up, and then create a bunch of Axion darts that'll seek nearby targets. But that 2-round burst, it's basically like a scout rifle in PvP now. The thing can three burst people really quickly. It's super powerful. It's a contender. I think its optimal time to kill is 1 second flat, which puts it like significantly beyond a lot of the other weapons in the game. And in PvE, it's super fun. Like, the explosions actually kill things now. I love using that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's literally a pulse rifle with scatter grenades inside, and it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not the only, exotic that's seen a bunch of changes within Warmind. What are some of our favorite weapons and whatnot from
Tractor cannon.
Nem, Nem, we have to talk about this. Nem, the first time I ran through the story, I went through with Nem and another person, but we discovered the ability to increase void damage. So I was playing Voidwalker, and Nem had the tractor cannon, and I'd be like, Nem, go boop the thing, and Nem would go boop the thing, and then I'd just run over and it was so awesome. That was a really good feeling. So good.
It's great for damage, man. It's
opportunities.
Yeah.
And it stacks with melting point, right? So you can
Yes.
really just destroy bosses now.
Yes, it was.
That's what
so good.
That's what we were doing last night, TBO.
Yeah. We got a group of 9 people together utilizing server shenanigans because we still can't bring full fire teams into patrol. Make that change, Bungie, please. Especially for Escalation Protocol. It was built for full fire teams. And we had a group of 9 people, and we were just running Escalation Protocol, trying to see how far we could get. Spoiler, we got to level 6. I don't know how people have beaten this, with the light levels that are available now. Because at level 6, you get slapped with light level 400 enemies, and everything one-shots you. It's crazy. But up to there, we were just stacking Tractor Cannon, Melting Point, or Hammer Strike, I think as it's called in D2, and then just bopping everything in sight. Tractor Cannon is so good now. And I can say I've done it 3 times. I've been able to troll somebody out of their jump in PvP. Feels good.
Yes, I did that to an Arc Strider the other day, and it was like...
It's great. It's
so rude.
So fantastic.
It's absolutely rude. I am the rudest person imaginable.
I love that gun, dude.
It's great. Yeah.
Have you guys had a chance to use Risk Runner yet?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
I was using Risk Runner.
Tell me about it.
I was using Risk Runner in Escalation Protocols the first night, just trying to get through level 1s for the sleeper quest.
Right.
Yeah, for that part. And I would just, as soon as I would start it, I would just any thrall, hit me, please, immediately. And then I just hold down the trigger and mow down the entire field the rest of the time.
Mega's standing there come at me.
I want you to hit me. I want you to do it. I want you. That was me with that gun. That is a ton of fun. Just mowing down
really
good. It brings back my Zalo vibes that I love.
Yeah, it does. It's great for when you're fighting Taken as well, because there's so many arc damage coming in from Taken. It's super fun. It's a good gun.
And the extra 50% damage reduction in PvP, it's active now. That makes a huge difference when you're going up against an Arc Darkest before, and they're just lacing you down, and you whip out Risk Runner, and suddenly it's feed me more.
So take Arc off of all of your elemental weapons.
Don't go into PvP with Arc.
Do not do it. Yeah.
Has anybody gotten any new weapons that they're enjoying?
I got the Suros.
Suros is good.
Okay.
It's good.
I got this. I like the spinning up. I just feel like it has you just burn through that ammo.
It's an ammo
so
problem.
Fast.
Yeah.
Suros
crazy. With spinning, it's already a 600 RPM auto rifle, and for a 600 RPM auto rifle, that magazine size is really low. The mag size of 36, it's really limiting on that weapon. You're going to notice, especially when you're using spinning up, you're reloading a lot. Thankfully, it's got a really fast reload speed. But
hopefully they up the magazine.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think they should change it so that the perk spinning up gives you extra ammo, and so when you swap
Yeah.
away from it, focus fire will have less ammo, but you get that increased damage per shot and that slowed rate of fire,
Yeah.
or whatever they changed. They changed the name of focus fire to something else, and I don't know why. I refuse to call it whatever they changed it to. It's focus
Or like how
fire.
Firefly became Dragonfly. That's
Yeah,
another
it's
thing that I'm
stupid.
like,
No, it's
that doesn't
focus
make any
fire.
sense.
What do you mean you're
You
going to
don't
change the name?
It really doesn't. Like a firefly is
Fly
a thing
is not. Yeah,
that
the
lights
Firefly.
up.
Exactly.
A dragonfly is a bug that is long. There's no light involved in it at
Yeah.
all. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand, dude.
Yeah, I mean, so
yeah.
fix your game, budgie.
Fix it. Absolutely unplayable. Completely. Yo, has anybody had a chance to play with the Prometheus lens?
No.
No.
No, I
Is
haven't.
it-
No, I
That
haven't.
thing is so much better now.
Is it?
Really?
Yeah, they gave it a pretty big buff to its overall damage in PvE, and I completely forgot about it. So, way back when the DLC that Mega is convinced doesn't exist came out, and the Prometheus lens was added to the game, you'll remember it had a huge damage problem in PvP. It was dealing way more
Yeah.
damage than it was supposed to. Somebody forgot to carry the one. And because of that, they nerfed it in
remember
both
that fondly.
PvE. Yeah, because of that, they nerfed it in PvE and PvP. They had to nerf its damage in PvP, which is why if you used it in PvP after that, it probably felt like a really, really weak gun. Because it was. And they mentioned it was going to be a temporary thing, that they were going to be working on fixing it and bumping it back up to the correct damage levels. That happened in Warmind, and now it's way stronger. It deals pretty great damage. They bumped up its magazine size to 100, so it matches the Cold Hard now, which means you can shoot that thing almost forever, so long as enemies are coming your way. There are a couple of strikes I was just running through with nothing but Prometheus lens. It's so much fun to shoot right now. That change to magazine size makes all the difference for the weapon, because of course, as you get kills with it, it restores the magazine. So if you just chaining kills, constantly getting your ammo back, it's super fun. I would definitely recommend going out with it. It's good.
Gonna have to pop that on.
I'm gonna give that a shot. I'm gonna give it
Yeah.
a shot here.
Worthwhile.
I got the
TBL
Huckleberry.
recommended.
And that is.
Jelly.
I want it!
I'm so excited. It's so fun. I haven't had a chance to use it in PvP yet because I've just been grinding PvE, which is a great feeling. But oh my god, it's a beautiful gun because Tex Mechanic can do no wrong in my
Yeah,
book.
correct.
The only reason I want it is because I love this mechanical so much.
But it feels great to shoot too, which is something I haven't found with SMGs yet. I just haven't liked the hand feel, the haptic feedback of them, but I really do enjoy the Huckleberry.
Oh my god, I want that thing so much.
so
I cannot
good.
get it. Every exotic. So before this came out, every exotic source would give me Aeon nonsense. I don't need your Aeon cult garbage. Afterwards, it's now like Luna faction boots. I don't know why the game keeps giving me them, but I want a Huckleberry. Come on, man. I need that Huckleberry.
Yeah.
I'll be a Huckleberry. Please be mine. I'm just trying to get this submachine gun that increases its rate of fire, that deals more damage when you get like melee kills and all kinds of nonsense. It just sounds like a cool gun.
It's beautiful. It's so good. I hope you get it. I hope everybody gets it.
Well, I'm positive. I'm not positive I'll get it. I'll get it because I still don't have stuff like Skyburner's Oath or Hardlight on PlayStation. That's my fault because I didn't buy Hardlight.
To be
when
fair,
it was
you
selling
haven't
on
played in a
PlayStation.
while.
I have
To be fair,
I have no
still
sympathy
have-
for you.
Listen, I still have hundreds of hours in the game, to be fair. So a while doesn't matter. I didn't have it before Christopher Osiris, and I was playing like every single day before that shit dropped. So I have sympathy for me still. All right, but
Sheesh.
I'm gonna spam you on every platform when Zur is selling it.
all right,
So,
that's fair.
You better buy it.
I'll be happy with that. I got Hardlight on Xbox because I needed it on there, and I think I just thought I had it on PlayStation, so I never picked it up. And then
This is
I
what
signed
happens
on.
when you're a dad. You forget.
I signed on, and I was like,
Shit
"All
like
right,
that.
they changed Hardlight. I'm gonna use that." And then I'm like, "Where's my bouncy gun? Where'd my light show go?"
Congratulations.
She said no.
You played yourself.
I think the only new exotic I've gotten that's like, besides the quest ones that I've earned through my blood, sweat, and tears, otherwise known as being alone on patrol on Mars with a baby like in my arms, just running around shooting
Yeah.
things.
That's the mood. Yeah,
That's a dad
feel.
approved grind, let me tell you, because I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't have to do anything but run around and shoot stuff. The only one I've gotten is that crappy hunter chest piece that gives you 2 throwing knives. That is just,
Oh yeah.
that's just
The snake
Yeah.
one?
yeah. I was like, oh cool, it's gonna be like Ophidian aspects for hunters. And then it's like, oh, I get another
spade.
I get another of the thing that I never
Ophidian
used
spade,
because
yeah.
it doesn't do anything. My throwing knife, yeah.
Hey, but at least it looks cool.
It
Yeah.
does look cool. I'll give it that. But
Before-
now my Raiden Flux looks cool because I got the ornament for that. Right. When
Oh, yeah, I
the
forgot that
DLC
it had an
dropped,
ornament.
So now the tubes aren't just orange and glowy and gross always.
And don't match with any shaders.
Yeah. So now I can wear that.
Well, that's good.
So before we got on the podcast, I actually got the new Warlock robes.
I'm mad about
It's
it.
Alchemy.
There is power in blood. Yes, tell us
I
about
got
those, Nam.
Those look so good. So I was actually reading about this on Twitter because the description that's on the actual in-game perk, I guess it doesn't really do it justice to what it actually does. So somebody had asked Josh Hamrick about this, and he CC'd the person who designed it. So he went a little bit more in depth as to what the perk does. So standing in a rift grants you and your allies heightened senses, and it allows you to retain your radar while you're ADSing. Additionally, nearby powerful enemies are visually marked and can be tracked without line of sight. And then he goes on to say on Twitter, and remember, all opponents in the Crucible are considered powerful. So if you get somebody in your line of sight when you're in a rift and Crucible, you will be able to track more than one people, even though they're outside of your line of sight, which is
Hey, Nam.
I could
really good.
I could see that being helpful for competitive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
might we expect a review at some point on that?
I need to do some testing with it because I was playing with it today, and the range seems to be a little iffy. So
Okay.
I gotta do some private matches to test that baby out.
Yeah.
But on the fashion point, it is top tier.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty.
Matters is the fashion.
That's all that
point.
matters.
I
That's
forgot-
literally the end game right there.
You get an exotic at the end of the story for like whatever character you're using, right? Because I got that
Yes.
hunter one that seems really good that I haven't used, where every
It's
time you dodge, it
really
starts your
good.
recovery. And
It's
I like,
really good.
Yeah.
yeah, if you're using class boosting things like on your Night Stalker, you could dodge like all the time. So
Dude.
go invisible, get recovery constantly. Like
Yeah.
that seems really good.
I went
in
into the
PvP.
Crucible today because I just finished the story on my hunter with that helmet. I paired that mess with Crimson. It is
Really?
just an absolute disgusting setup because you get a kill, regen health. You get your dodge ability, just dodge, regain health. Like, it makes Devour Warlocks a little bit jelly.
You know, another great exotic that got a buff, Crimson there. Decreased time in between shots, so like you can get your bursts out a lot faster. Makes a pretty big difference in PvP.
Does it feel better because that gun just felt so clunky before, and I haven't had
I
a
mean,
chance to.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not. I play on PC, so maybe it's a little bit
Yeah,
different.
yeah, I'm a console scrub. Don't rub it in TPL.
I'm not trying to. But when it comes to that hunter exotic, that thing's thrown me for a loop in PvP. There's been a couple of instances where I was playing against a hunter and like had them dead to rights, broken shield, low health, one shot, and they run around the corner. It's like, dude, Hunter, it takes you like 17 years to start recovery. Let me casually walk around the corner and punch you in the face. And boom, he's at full health, and I'm like,
It's like
oops.
come around the corner. He's got his
Whoops.
big brother standing there behind him. Like, what's up?
And it's another hunter who also just got
Yes.
their health back because of an exotic. And I just, oh, okay, yeah, well, forgot about that. So yeah, it definitely got utility in PvP. I like the Titan exotic. I think it's the Worm God Caress, I want to say.
Yes.
That's the thing with like the
Makes
burning
me
fist.
really uncomfortable, that name.
Caress.
Just imagine Zol, he's just caressing you.
Just that hive chitin wrapping around your arm.
That's right.
No.
He's just sensitive, sensual worm gods. But it gives you increased melee kills increase melee damage for a period of time. Additional kills will extend the duration and increase the effects. So it's kind of like the Warlock gauntlets, the
Winter's Guile.
yeah, the Winter's Guile, but for Titans who now have a longer reach than Warlocks. So
If
mad about it.
sort of. Sort of. Sort of, because remember, the Titans have the longer reach with the Syntheseps.
The Syntheseps, that's true. That is true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still an awesome ability.
It's really good. I haven't tested those babies out yet. I have them, but I want to see if they're as strong as the Winter's Guile, because like the timer for them is different, because these are stackable just like the Winter's Guile.
Yeah.
And I know if you get like a 3 or 4 stack, I mean, hell, even a 5 stack with the Winter's Guile, you can like one shot a yellow bar with a shit. Yeah.
It's
like,
nuts.
Silly. So I don't know with these. I don't know if you can do the same things. Like I gotta test those babies out because they're so good looking.
Get them out into there. Yeah. Can I talk about one exotic that I haven't been that impressed with?
Oh, do tell.
After I spent a bunch of time unlocking it and making a guide video for it, the World Line Zero exotic sword. So this is the sword you get. What's that?
Is it the ammo?
It's the ammo. Sword ammo is so limited. It's just cut to the chase. This is the exotic sword you get for completing Eric for capturing at least 35 of the lost fragments that are scattered across Mars. We've got guide videos for it on the channel. Go check those out if you haven't gotten it yet. The World Line Zero is an awesome exotic sword. It's got a really unique ability in that it can do the sort of Phoenix uppercut from the solar exotic sword, the Razelighter back in Destiny 1. And it can also do the spin to win from the Dark Drinker with a cool little blink arc effect added to it.
Spin to win.
Yeah,
is that what we called it?
Yeah, spin to win. That's what you do.
Spin to win.
You faced with a big ogre boss, spin to win. Axis, you want to hit 2 legs at once, spin to win. Best DPS in the game. But if you sprint for a little bit while you've got the sword out, you get a bit of an arc charge, and you can activate the spin to win. It's super cool. It doesn't have nearly enough ammo to really compete with some of the other better heavies in the game, and it makes me so mad. I run out of ammo so quickly when I'm using that thing, and it's like I remember back in the day when you could have like with the right setup and the right artifact 101 sword energy.
Oh my god!
The most you can get in
D2
is like 26, maybe.
Yeah. Swords are just not as powerful of power weapons as they were.
That's just another
Destiny
fine-tuning
1.
thing, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure that'll
absolutely.
be something that
you know what's
be fixed.
my issue with that sword? Well, actually, I didn't even notice the ammo thing because I haven't really used it a lot. It just feels like it doesn't have enough range on the lunges for.
Yeah, you definitely don't go very far forward.
Yeah, it seems like it just falls a little bit short. So I would love in the future to see that, just extend a little bit more. Because I mean, the animation is great. It looks like a sex teleporting animation. It's really cool. But I'm hoping that they tweak it in the future.
Absolutely. I would love to see maybe a little bit more damage on the spin, and definitely all swords need a magazine increase. Cause,
they do. Yeah. Swords are just in a weird spot in D2. I don't know. They haven't felt, other than the weeb sword. I don't even remember what the quick thing. That's what that's the only thing I've called it for.
That's what it is.
9 months. Yes.
The weeb sword.
They've all felt a little bit lacking in identity. I don't know. To me, like there weren't very many swords in Destiny 1, but they all felt like the legendary ones all kind of felt the same.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the problem is we don't have.
Really were.
We need those.
We need
more of those cool exotic things that stand out. Because I do like the weird teleporty run thing.
It's cool.
I bet
really
somebody
cool.
like Cammy will find a weird way to use it to like as a motion perk. Like he'll be running around teleporting.
You get 2 frames of invincibility. He'll use it to dodge rockets.
Exactly. He will. Somebody will be charging like a sleeper shot at him or something, and he'll just teleport through it and hit them. Like, yeah, I can see that. That's its main utility, is a kind of fun, goofy thing. It's not really like something I could see anybody being like, you better make sure before you go into the raid you have 6 of these equipped. Yeah.
Nah, it's still Cold Heart. But I feel
like.
Go ahead.
Oh, so go ahead.
No, I was just going to follow up with that and say, swords could use a buff.
Yeah, speaking of swords, I feel like the Eternity's Edge. I can English, I swear. For the Warlocks, I feel like we got the shaft with those.
A little bit.
The crown splitter. It not only it looks like a broadsword or a great sword, and it just has that like just meaty and like slamming animation. It's so good. And then you have the ninja sword with the quick fang. And then the Eternity's Edge, it looks pretty, but
it just doesn't feel. It feels
do anything
pretty
different.
generic.
How does that not fit Warlocks? You guys look pretty in your burger. I mean,
you are surrounded by Warlocks right now. Mega Watch. what you say.
Comet.
Next time you're in the raid, it's taking you 17 years to recover as a hunter, and you're like,
when I got my helmet on and I'm just dodging to get my recovery.
yeah, and your dodge ability's gone, and you're like, somebody drop me a rift. I'm gonna say, no.
No.
I'll look down and say,
Gee,
no.
We already
Next
took the blink
time
away from
on
you.
Planet
Okay.
Destiny Raids.
We already
should do
took
that.
blink away from you. You stop.
Yeah.
Silent. You
They need
did.
to bring it
This is
down.
why. This is
can't
why
use
you
blink
arrogant ass hunters. Unbelievable. It's what you deserve. It's what you deserve. No, anyway.
It's fine.
We're about to set off a chat right now with this kind of talk.
Class war now.
So what do you guys think of the sleeper in Destiny 2? How does that
I
hold up?
love it. It's my baby now.
How many shots were in
to
the
get it.
magazine in D1? I can't remember how many
I
shots
want to
you
say
got.
3.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
think
3 as well. So
Yeah, probably 3.
I kind of wish it still had 3, but I mean, I'm not like mad about it. It's still a really fun gun to use.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it great for DPS, or like how does it fall? I'm assuming you guys are smarter than me. Like if I could use Darcy or it. which
Darcy's
one would
pretty
be
good,
better?
man.
Darcy's
Darcy is
great.
pretty good.
Freaking
Right now,
good.
right?
Darcy's
Yeah.
good.
That gun is sex, and I don't have
Yeah.
sleeper, so I have nothing to say here. So
No comparison. I haven't been using Darcy a lot, so I have nothing to
there
say.
we
And
go.
I
I
just
feel
got
like-
Sleeper Sim last night. So
I feel like obviously sleeper does more per shot, but its charge and handling is so slow that I feel like it's not going to be the must-have DPS weapon that it was.
Yeah.
in
until you get the
Destiny.
masterwork for it, because we know what it's gonna be.
It's
Gives
coming.
it accelerated coils.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm in now. Never mind.
I mean, I don't think the masterwork's in the game right now, so you can still be against it. We just know what it is thanks to database.
I'm not even against it. I think they changed the sleeper a little bit too, because you can't kill with a bounced shot. When it hits now, it looks like it splits into 5
Yeah, I
shots
saw
on
that.
impact, and each one of those does like a fifth of the damage. Because when I first picked it up, I went into a private match. Private matches.
Yeah, that's in the game.
and tested it out with some people, and I saw that it did like 500 damage on a body shot with just the normal shot, and then it does like 100 and something when it's a bounced off shot. Yeah, so there
Yeah.
you go, people, if you're curious about that. I did some
Probably.
testing.
Probably a direct response to being able to ricochet shots against
Exactly.
Oryx's core.
I feel like that's exactly what it is. They made it so you can't accidentally kill yourself with it all the time.
Probably.
Yeah. It's I just got it myself today, so I haven't really tried any end game with it. But yesterday, my pals and I, we were doing heroic strikes, and with the solar singe and the heavyweight, like sleeper literally felt like a Gjallarhorn in Destiny 2. Like,
Really?
yeah, I would hit the boss with melting point, and both of them would just unload with sleeper, and they would literally melt the boss in just like a matter of seconds. It was
That's
absolutely
awesome.
gross. Yeah, it was really fun.
I need to do some heroics with the solar singe turned on. I haven't.
You gotta wait for
because
heavyweight.
Yeah, well,
Wait
I'm
for
just-
heavyweight. That's what's gonna make it matter.
Okay, that's true. I just need to
Yeah.
do some with it on there anyway, because like the only heroics I've done have been to get the sleeper. And
Yep.
I had to have that. I had to have that hand cannon that's just like okay on
It's
the whole time.
painfully okay.
Yeah, I was like, man, I want to use some of these new like exotic things that I have on me. Like, I want to use my graviton or my risk runner right now and mess around with them. And I'm like, I guess
Yeah.
I'll stick with this little pew 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 gun.
Yeah, you know, and that's a good enough segue, because heroic strikes, that's something that was added in with Warmind, and I know.
Well, heroic
man,
modifiers, right? I mean,
modifiers.
the strikes
Yeah.
were there, but they weren't there.
were they there? Because I wasn't playing them, and if I wasn't playing them, they weren't there. That wasn't not my heroic strikes. But yeah, modifiers.
Oh my god.
Modifiers were added in. So we got our singes added in. We have advantage modifiers. We have disadvantage modifiers. And poor Nim and Moon had to listen to me rant about this earlier today. But now, Mega, you and the rest of the crowd get to hear it.
I'm ready.
I'm not the biggest fan of heroic strikes as they are in D2. I feel like they have 2 core problems, and I ranted this to myself in like a 15-minute video I made earlier today talking about heroic strikes. I feel like, one, I love the challenge of them. They definitely made heroic strikes harder. They are way harder than they used to be. In many instances, heroic strikes now are harder than the Nightfall. I'm able to two-man the Nightfall and like two-man the Prestige Nightfall, no sweat whatsoever. But heroic strikes, I spent yesterday a good 30 minutes stuck on the Brachion fight in the Pyramidion. The modifiers.
I don't want to talk about Brachion.
The modifiers
were you in the air?
Singe.
Were you in the air for a second? Oh, you got sniped. You're
Were
dead.
you exposed for a second?
You're done.
So it might have been yesterday, maybe the day before, but whatever day the modifiers were of course Solar Singe. That's a modifier for the week. Glass, which cuts your health by 50% and your shield by 50%, and I don't know what the advantage modifier was because it didn't matter when you got to that fight. Brachion one-shot you with everything. And the enemies almost one-shot you with everything. And like if you get exposed for just 1 second, boom, you're dead. And that's a huge challenge. I like that. I like that there's a challenge in here. I don't like that the enemies are radically powerful and we as Guardians aren't. I don't like that even with these modifiers added in, I still don't feel like I'm half as strong as I was in Heroic Strikes in D1. I hopped back into Heroic Strikes a little bit ago, and it was like Small Arm Solar Burn. And with a Vision of Confluence, I'm just blasting everything in sight. Sure, I'm taking massive solar damage from everything in there. It's a high-risk, high-reward environment, but you feel powerful when you go in there. If you're playing smart, you're using the right elements, you can burn everything down just as fast as they can burn you down. I feel like that is intrinsically not the case in Destiny 2 with Heroic Strikes right now. They're just hard for the sake of being hard. And I feel like they could probably take the time to bump up some of the advantage modifiers to make players a little bit more powerful. I feel like, especially when it comes to the Singes, those are nowhere near as strong as the burns were in D1.
No, they're not even close.
They're not.
Burns in year 1 of Destiny 1 were 300% extra element damage. You dealt 3 times the normal amount of damage for that element burn. They knocked it down to 200%, 2x in the Taken King. But that is still so far beyond what the Singes are in Destiny 2. I think they're only like a 25% damage increase, which most of the time I barely feel when I'm in a strike. Like, outside of maybe my grenades and my super, I barely feel the effects of a Singe. I think I talked to you and Nim about this, Moon. I did some damage testing while I was in Heroic Strikes, and the Ikelos hand cannon's a great one to test out. I slapped a legendary solar mod on it. I infused it up to the same light that I had my Midnight Coup. Midnight Coup, a kinetic damage weapon, still deals more damage per shot than the Ikelos while solar in a solar Singe strike.
There's
how I
not
was
that
feeling.
balance
that
that there needs to be.
I was using the Ikelos with the solar the whole time, and I had God, what's the hand cannon with the explosive rounds that everyone uses? The
Better Devils.
Nature of the Beast.
What I thought I
Better
heard
Devils, True
Better
Prophecy.
Devils.
one
Better
of those.
Devils. There we go. Yeah. I had that in my primary slot, and I was like only using it because it was better. And I kept
And your
thinking
energy.
every time. I kept thinking, oh, it's solar burn. I should be using my energy weapon. I should use the solar Singe. And then I was like, oh
Yeah,
no,
you'd think.
it doesn't do anything at all.
Yeah,
And the reload on that hand cannon.
Yeah.
It's so slow.
I digress.
It's so slow. But yeah, the elements, they feel so weak. They don't really feel like you're doing. You feel it when Brachion is slapping your ass. But when you're dealing damage, I feel like we as Guardians aren't really dealing much extra damage. When Heavyweight was active, that was great. Having power weapons deal double damage was fantastic. I think they could probably up the drop rate a little bit more, or maybe take care of that hidden juggler effect, because it feels like you're not getting actually triple power ammo drop when that modifier is active. But I really do feel like they could probably bump up they could risk bumping up the Singe to match the burns from Taking King and Forward. It really should be 200%.
There should be that higher risk, higher reward thing.
Exactly.
Where your enemies are powerful, but you're also
Exactly.
there's also something that you can counteract.
It'll still
them
be
with.
super challenging. Like
You
Brachion
still get
would
one
still
shot.
one-shot your ass jumping
But
around, but you would be able to get rid of other things faster too. Like
Yeah,
now, I see what you're saying.
It's hard, and I like that. I like that extra challenge. I love that the enemies are super powerful. I dislike that I don't feel any more powerful with these new modifiers. Even with Brawler and with Grenadier active, I don't feel any more powerful than I did before. Because I'm still getting one shot by things, and I'm not dealing any real extra damage to things. And the Singes just they have virtually no effect on your energy weapons.
Yeah.
You're still going to
And the glass modifier can
And the glass modifier.
kiss my butt, actually.
That was the best thing about Destiny 1, like modifiers on difficult activities, was finding the right way to play to use the advantages that made it so you could get through the really difficult activity.
Yep.
Now
You
it's
could get-
just there's
You
like
could
no
get
way.
melted by things, but you could also melt them if you played
Yes.
right. It really
You were
incentivized.
Melt Man with the power to melt.
We're literally Meltman, and it really emphasized the power fantasy of Destiny, where you're going in as this space wizard guardian who has crazy super futuristic guns and abilities, where you could drop a grenade and blast a bunch of enemies, whip out your solar vision of confluence, and deal 25,000 damage to a red bar's head. And that's something I think is missing from Heroic Strikes right now. I like where they are, but I honestly believe that that could be improved upon. That's number one. Make Guardians more powerful. Problem number two, there is absolutely zero incentive to run Heroic Strikes outside of wanting to challenge yourself and for the post campaign quests to get your sleeper. That's the only reason to run Heroic Strikes right now. And man, could they use some night or some strike exclusive loot right about now. I really wish we had a system for Heroic Strikes like what we've got with Escalation Protocol, where there's this entire set of weapons that you can only get by playing that game mode in Heroic Strikes. Eesh. So other than that,
I'd be so down for that. I would love to get like a Vanguard. What was it called? Where you racked it up.
The reputation.
the rank boost thing. Yeah.
Yeah, where the more you played, like you got like you
better your
had a better
chances.
chance at drops and
Yeah.
stuff. I would like something like that maybe increased my chance. At
Oh
exotics.
yeah, the Vanguard streak.
Streak, yes, I would love a streak like that again to increase my chance at like maybe even just increasing your chance that gear will drop like one light level above what you are. Something that gives me a reason to grind it. Because that's my only issue right now with Warmind is there's a lot like to grind. Like they've made it so you can't hit max power like right away. But after you've done like the quests for the exotics and you've done your milestones and you've done your raids, if you're not high enough to do the new raid layer yet, like there's nothing else to do. There's no like grind for you. I mean, there is if you want to grind PvP ranks, absolutely. But for PvE, there's no actual grind left at that point. It's just like now you wait. I would love it if
wait for
heroics
next week.
were that thing that you could grind and it would take like a lot of them, even like it could take forever and be a slim chance.
I
But if
agree.
I did like 5 heroics and I kept going, it increased more and more my chance that I got something that dropped just a little bit higher than my current light. And if I wanted to no life it and grind it out that way, I could. Like I wish there was a thing like that in place.
I feel like with that too. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to build on what he was saying.
I was gonna say, I feel like with that too. Eventually when we get the strike specific loot back, it needs to be tied as well with the randomization of whatever mods or perks that they're reworking right now. Because even if they were to bring back strike specific loot, let's say within like the next month or two. Once you get it that first time, there's just literally no point to get that specific thing again. And that's something that we still see, with like Destiny right now. It's just like once you get it, you're done with. Like you don't need to get it again, or you need to grind for it, and hopefully that comes sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And that's something that's on their roadmap that they've talked a bit about for the future. I would expect we'll be hearing about that maybe late summer, probably a little bit before the big expansion in September.
We're gonna probably start seeing teases for the September stuff in a couple of weeks when E3 rolls
E3's
around.
coming up.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe. Get ready
time of
for
year.
your Twitter timeline to be filled with a bunch of YouTubers and streamers
All of
going,
Get ready for
"Oh
all the
my
content
God!"
creators to talk about the same thing.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the same tweet quoted by every single person I follow with exclamation points.
Just the eye emoji.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always the eye emoji.
It is.
Can we all agree with the fact that Exodus Crash is still the worst strike in the game?
definitely in the game.
It's not a strike because I don't play it. It's nothing. It's
doesn't
it's
exist.
literally a strike against the game. It is.
Yep.
It's a mark against Destiny too. That's what
It's an
Exodus Crash is.
abomination to mankind. All right. If you
An
agree.
affront
Can't
to
confirm.
God.
if I honestly, I don't know anybody who plays that strike when they get it. Like, the only reason
Every time that strike pops up,
Yeah.
I wave to the blueberry. I'm out of here.
Right? I launched in. I felt bad. I saw one guy pull out his ghost to leave and another guy get on his Sparrow and start driving. I'm like, sorry, buddy, you're soloing this. Like, I'm fucking bouncing, dude. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm playing
and
this.
It's even worse now with some of the disadvantage modifiers in that fight.
Oh my
I can't imagine. how
Blackout,
bad it would be.
blackout. What with the boss there?
No.
Oh my gosh!
No, that is some
Hard
like
pass.
light switch mess. Skolas with light switch.
You know
Hard
what?
pass.
I want my Vanguard streak back even more, like immediately, so that can be the strike that tests your willingness to continue
keep it going.
with your
Yep.
Vanguard streak. It's like that one pops up. It's like, oh, we're like 8 in to the Vanguard streak. I feel like there's a really good chance I get an exotic on this, but
Better
I don't
yet,
know.
they tie the greatest strike weapon in the game to that boss. It's gonna be like the Redrix's Claymore of strike-specific loot, and it's like Bungie D. It's like play it. Play
It's
it.
exactly
Do it.
like the Redrix's Claymore because I'm never.
No, they're gonna bring the Galahorn back, and it's gonna be tied to
Only
that
from there.
strike.
Only from that strike.
It's the
How many Guardians
only
will get it?
way.
It's gonna be like Spire
Make
of
it-
Stars, where like
make it
2
like,
years after they drop it, only 16 Guardians have gotten it.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man, that is good shit.
Yeah, but speaking of PvP and special rewards, there, anybody had a chance to go through some of the rank modes?
I still have never played No Radar Destiny 2. I've never even played.
Neither have
comp
I.
version.
By happenstance, by pure luck, I got to play with the one and only True Vanguard, and
Nice.
I just got hard carried the entire time. So I was like, oh, this is not fun for me, but I'll have to try to go in again.
It looked like
Um,
I watched some other people playing, and it looked like a real Mega does not belong there event. Let me tell you.
It makes me want to try and, hashtag get good again. Because
Again,
I don't know.
Come on.
Well, get better. Wow. 1v1 me. We can do that now.
PvP
Mega,
private
you
matches.
wanna
do
go?
that. I mean,
Custom match.
beating up a child doesn't make you a good fighter. That's all.
Are you a
saying.
child?
Shit.
You are a mad
when
child,
it
aren't you?
comes to Destiny
Yeah.
Little
gunplay.
man, baby.
All right.
My favorite man. Baby.
I did play some quick play, and I am apparently cursed to only get supremacy, but
Well, that's, yeah.
I didn't. I had an okay time trying out the Crimson and trying out like Graviton Lance and stuff, and I just got the Colony Catalyst, so I need to
yeah.
upgrade that to Masterworks. So I was trying to futz with that a little bit too, but I was enjoying seeing an arbitrary progression circle move when I played.
People
nice.
like watching themselves progress. Even
They
if
do.
it
I mean, I literally, I
nothing.
said it on this podcast like 4 months ago. If there was literally just a number that just went up when I played, like that would make
Yep.
me more interested in playing, because that's it. I just need something.
I remember
that
you saying that.
That's what your
Yeah.
lizard brain wants. It's like
Yeah.
progress.
That's what like
gotta see it.
RPGs are. It's just
Yeah.
I want to watch this number bar move up a little bit all the time.
Gotta see progression. That's
yeah.
right.
I don't want to feel like I wasted my time. I want to at least
Yeah.
be able to lie and say, well, I went up a Valor rank, so this was time well spent.
I haven't been able to independently confirm this yet because I haven't fully maxed out my ranking. I've been playing a lot of PvP and getting my Valor ranked up, but there was a thread posted on the subreddit today from somebody who reset their rank, and they said that when you reset your rank, you get like 3 to 4 at light level gear drops, which is like that's 3 to 4. That's a raid. That's
That
enough to get
is.
stuff from
Yeah.
a raid right there. So I'm gonna like I said, I haven't been able to independently confirm that. I'm sure some other guardians out there have probably been able to do that.
Can I give the
But,
ultimate pro tip on grinding up your light if you're a scrub like me who just did not play Curse of Osiris? Lost Prophecy verses drop at like you're above your light level still.
What?
So if you haven't done your Lost Prophecy verses, start
Yo.
doing those.
I've got like a bunch
yeah.
of those items spammed up. I
Yeah,
could just turn
right.
that in on my alts.
Exactly.
Mega.
I think
my
actually you
absolute
can't do-
hero.
TVL, I hate to be a heartbreaker, but I think that Lost Prophecies are account based, not
Are they?
character based. Yeah. So
Okay,
I don't-
well,
you might
all right,
not be
well.
able to turn them in on your alts, but
But wait, I haven't gotten all of those on PS4 yet, so you
You
might
haven't gotten
still
them
be
all.
my hero.
I'll still be your hero. You can still level yourself up a little bit with that. Yeah.
All right, fine. Whatever.
That's-
Mega Man
he's
3 is
right.
the best Mega Man game. You're fine. You win. It introduced Rush. He became, kind of like an Ultimate Armor X for normal Mega Man and later Mega Man games. You're absolutely right. You are 100% correct. Mega Man 3 is the superior game.
We got Rush. We introduced Proto Man. I mean, look at that.
And
We got
he's got a shield. You can slide
This
on
got
it.
way too nerdy. Like for
that's
a
fine, it's
podcast about a video game, you guys just took it to a whole nother level.
It's all right.
Thank you.
That's still amazing. I didn't know that the prophecy weapons were dropping at light level. Yo,
I know.
my
I
grind.
randomly had one on me that I realized I had all the components for, and I went to hand it in, and I was like, oh, that worked.
Oh.
And then I got the shotgun quest that I hadn't done yet, and I was like, oh, that worked. And then
Yo,
I realized,
that's
hey, I
cool.
have all 3 from this week that I haven't done yet either. Let's get grinding. Something for me to do. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yo,
I was
I'm
wondering.
down. I'm
I
about to
just
hop
got
on
the
PS4.
sword. I just got the sword, and I was wondering why that dropped at 357.
At light.
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
That's cool. Right. Man. I'm gonna have to get on that grind. Thank you, man.
Look at that.
I appreciate that, man.
I've motivated TBL to do his Lost Prophecy versus.
Thank you.
It worked. But the game is pay to win, because if you didn't buy Curse of Osiris and you only bought Warmind, then you can't level up as fast. So there you go. The game's pay to win, everybody.
Damn that money.
And it
Damn
is
money.
pay to win on PC because frame rate is tied to Phoenix Dive's health.
Yo, thank you, Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout. Shout out. That was a very interesting video to watch.
When he was complaining about it yesterday when he was playing on PS4, he's like, Phoenix Dive doesn't do as much. And I was like, it's not going to end up being tied to frame rate, is it? Because that's going to be funny if there's
And it
another
is.
weird
That's
bug.
so interesting.
And
What was it?
is.
It was the Colony before that made it
Colony,
suck
yeah.
on PC,
Colony,
right? Because
Colony
it
sucked.
yeah.
And man cannons wouldn't launch right if your frame rate was too high.
They
I
would launch you
remember.
too far.
Yeah,
It
you would
it-
die.
Would you just get
Yeah.
splat into a wall?
Yeah,
Way
it
too
was,
much
there
velocity.
was,
Oh,
there was
that's-
like a clip of Holtzman dying 10 times.
That's really funny.
Trying to go through one.
I kind of love that. Oh my goodness.
Who knew that PC would cause such wonderful, glorious problems? I love it. It's great.
And I just got the game on PC, so
$12.
I'll be exploiting that. Yeah, $12 if you sign up for Humble Bundle. You
I
can
will
I am
shill this
left in the dust.
everywhere. Look. Even if
Don't
you're
worry,
not on PC,
Moon.
buy it
Moon,
anyway.
I don't have the gumption to really grind it out. I just thought it'd be kind of fun for PvE, so I won't be touching PvP even once on this PC. So I'll. Still
I
be
just
there.
don't have a PC period at all. So yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's good. For those of you who do, and you've been looking for an opportunity to get into Destiny 2, Humble Bundle, $12. Literally the best sort of deal you could get right now, unless you're like my little brother and you get lucky and you go to Best Buy and they've got it for $9. But yeah, Humble Bundle, $12. You got to just make a Humble Bundle subscription. You can cancel it right after. But proceeds go to charity. So
Win-win.
Look at
get
that.
Destiny 2 for a ridiculously cheap price and also be a good person.
Cool.
Being a good person.
There you go. Yeah,
Kind of overrated.
buying D2 makes you a good person. Let's put that out there.
Oh.
But all right. Is there anything else from Warmind you guys wanted to talk about? Anything else about the DLC you liked?
I mean, there's a lot, but we would be here for another
Yeah,
hour.
Save it for next
An
week.
hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Some stuff coming from next week. What do you say we move on into some viewer questions?
That sounds like a good plan.
Yo, chat, you guys have been playing Warmind for almost a week now. I'm sure you've got some questions, comments, and concerns about the state of the game. Let us know down in the chat, and we'll answer them live here on air. In the meantime, I've got some questions for you guys.
Ooh, okay.
Favorite new exotic?
The Huckleberry.
Easy.
Easy. Easy.
I don't have them yet, but the answer is going to be the Frosties. I already know it. All right. I
Really?
don't have them, but I need them. The Frosties were my favorite boots. I stopped using the Bones of Yao or whatever for
Bones
the
of Yao,
Frosties in D1, and I need my turn radius back. I played with it so much that anytime I took them off in D1, I was like, "What's happening?" And that's
What's going on?
I need it, baby. And if they are anywhere near as good as they were in D1 for boosting your abilities, that's gonna be crispy.
I got them today, Mega.
Can I have your account information then?
Absolutely, you
Give me
can.
your password.
Totally trustworthy.
He's gonna sell it.
I'll trade you like a Pokemon card. How about that?
Oh my goodness.
That sounds about right.
What's yours, Nem? What's your answer to the question?
You know, I don't have a whole lot of like time with or I don't have any of the new stuff. I've been having just a lot of fun with the tractor cannon. Just because
That works. That's a good
the
answer.
void.
It's a new man. All right, it's a new man.
Yeah,
It is,
the void like melting point or equivalent of it is fantastic. And I was actually took it into PvP today. I took it into Rumble, and I was bullying people with it, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, cause now what it seems like because of the suppression that it does, where you like the other people take more damage now. Most of the time when you hit somebody up against the wall now, it's
They die.
going to be a kill. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And just being able to troll people and suppress their supers is just fantastic. But
That's such a
that's
perfect
pretty wonderful.
thing for that gun to do. They
I
couldn't
know.
have thought of anything better.
it's so good.
But
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
I'm definitely excited to see the tractor cannon get like some love finally. It was one of the most interesting, unique, like new exotics. I like when they do new fun things, and that was like tractor cannon is a gun that is very much like I didn't think of a gun that just boops people backwards, you know. And now it's like now it's
It
awesome.
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, have any of you guys gotten the auto rifle from Anna Bray? That's called the Braytech Winterwolf.
Winterwolf. That thing
I've
looks
got
so
it,
cool.
But I haven't
It
actually
is-
used it.
Actually, fantastic.
For
Really?
what? For what? What is it great at?
I've been using it in Crucible a lot. I've been able to outgun lances and vigilance swings with it. It's really good. It's
Nice
a I
stuff.
believe it's a 450 RPM with Zen moment. So the thing is, it's a laser beam.
Stable. Yeah.
And armor piercing rounds, which slightly increases the range a little bit more. The range is at 90, so it's like nearly
Yeah.
maxed out. But no, I've been having a lot of fun with that. It's really good. If you get a chance to, or once you're doing like the missions for it, give it a go, because that thing it's quite the monster.
Yeah, that's what you get for getting the Warmind. Well, not the Warmind. Is it the Warmind engrams you get that from completing the key fragments and all that
I
kind of
think
stuff?
so, yeah, because I got it when I was doing the sleeper quest today.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to
is.
farm up more of those things so I can get that kind of stuff. I just want it because of how cool the new model for that auto rifle is. It looks freaking awesome.
It's pretty neat looking.
It's really slap a cowl
models.
shader on it. White, gold, and the purple is like gleaming, so it's like super shiny.
I want it.
Sounds like I'm gonna throw a watermelon shader on it to make people be angry.
Gross. Well, water.
Jake Myler is
Jake
the
will
only
be
legally
happy.
legally
Yeah.
allowed to use that shader. Everybody else,
Tell that to my
I'm calling the
NTP,
cops.
All right.
I'm calling the cops.
Yo,
Call
so
the
we
police.
actually
Your jail time, Mega. We do have
We
some
have a-
questions from people in chat.
we got a really good one on there by Jesse P.
I like it because I don't have to say anything. It's all on Moon.
And
Okay.
the question is, Moon, can you elaborate on your plan to focus PD on the community?
Sure. So Planet Destiny has always been kind of a place for, well, not kind of, it always has been a place for resource, right? For Destiny. Everything you need to know about the game. And it's never really been focused on the people creating the content, but the content itself. So we've kind of, in the past, been a really good entity for, learning things and finding information, but it's been not as personable as I would like it to be going forward. And again, the way we want to do that is to have more avenues to interact with you. Again, on Twitch with our stream team, with our Discord server, and even on YouTube. I know a lot of people are always like, don't read the YouTube comments, but I have been, because I often find there are things that, I can learn from that, and feedback that I can get from you guys about what you would want to see. Because that's really important to me, and I'm sure that's important to everybody else here, for us to make content that's not only useful to you, but enjoyable and entertaining as well. So yeah, I want to listen to you guys as much as humanly possible and just absorb it like a sponge, so we can give you guys what you would like to see.
I'm sold because I have never belonged on Planet Destiny because I have no knowledge or resources to provide anybody.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like I'm a dum-dum, so like I can't always make, super detailed informational content, but I can focus more on the entertainment aspect of it. And obviously I'm here to organize things and keep things functional. That's kind of my job. Like I'm kind of now I'm a glorified janitor, basically. But it's fine. I really
bit more than that.
Ringly. No. Listen, let's not hype it up too much. But basically, TLDR is I'm not here to fuck around, and I want to hear from you guys. So, yeah, I hope
Slide
that answers
right into
your
the
question.
DMs.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Yeah, that's good.
We want to know. Yeah,
I agree.
I saw one question before that, and let me scroll up and see.
I can answer a quick one. Hey, it's Sahad says, do you think having more than 3 people in patrol is necessary? Yes. When you add in escalation protocol.
Give us at least 6 people for the escalation protocol.
6, preferably
that would be
9.
very useful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see no reason why we can't have a full fire team.
When the stream happened, the reveal stream, and they were like, escalation protocol is hard, I was like, yeah, sure it is. But now I'm like, oh, they weren't kidding, were they?
It's a little difficult.
Yeah, a little bit. So that is something I would like to see.
I don't know if I completely agree that we need 6 people, but I think at least 4 would be nice to keep it in line with some other activities. Yeah. I think once we all get a little bit higher level, I think we'll be better off. 6 might be, I don't know, to make other patrol aspects too easy, I guess. If
that is fair.
Patrol's already kind of easy, and like 3 people can farm up a lot of materials from doing stuff together. So 6 people, like you would blitz through everything. So I think 4 would be more reasonable. And once we get more powerful, escalation protocol won't be that impossible.
That is true.
I think it'll feel more like a Court of Oryx type deal, like a tier 3 Court of Oryx once we get powered up a bit. Hopefully.
I think 4-person PvP or not PvP PvE activities would be a really good idea. Again, like Mega said, just to kind of keep it lined up with other stuff in the game. And it's always fun to play with more of your friends.
It is.
Yeah.
Easily, so that's really great, and that's what Bungie wants us to do, is play with our friends. That's what Destiny 2 is all about. So
yeah,
that would be a really good idea, in my opinion.
I would say, having experienced escalation protocol in a team of 9 people, Nim, we got styled on. Like, the moment and it ramped up like with the quickness. Round 1, big ogre, easy enough to do. Round 2, big wizard, a lot of health, a lot of dying, but easy enough to do. Round 3, big sword and shield knight, a little bit tougher, but once like 9 people had the swords of Crota, we stun lock slammed him. Once you hit round 4, enemies are light level or power level 385. And they're basically one-shotting you all over the place. By some sort of miracle, we were able to come together and get past round 4. Round 5, I think, was like just giant ogre. We basically just had to stay far away, wait until everybody had their super, rush in, tractor cannon, boop everything, die, restart, come back in, and get it. By the time we got to we didn't get past level 6. When we got to level 6, enemies were power level 400. As far as I know, you can't even get to 400 as a player in the game right now. I think the hard cap is 385, which is 380 plus mods. So when you get to rank 5 or 6, these things are already 15 levels higher than you at the very least. And which I don't even want to know what rank 6 is or what rank 7 looks like for escalation protocol.
That's the last one, right?
Rank 7
That's
just
it.
Actually loads you into the Exodus Crash Strike boss.
Oh no!
The ogre comes out of your screen and just eye blasts you into oblivion.
That's all it is.
Physically, IRL.
That experience was really fun with 9 people there. And even with 9 people, it was not easy. It was not a steamroll in the slightest. It took extremely heavy coordination for us to get past rank 4. Yeah. And by the time you hit rank 4, the enemies are 385. and that's in-game light level. So
and like the range that those two knights and
The
the
boomer
wizard
knights.
had for
Those guys are
like the
dicks.
ground pound, dude, it was just so nasty.
yeah,
It reminds me of when Forge first came out, and we were all like little babies, and our light levels were tiny, and we all
Yeah.
went in there like, "What's this?" And then we just got smacked by perfected whatever the hell. And oh
Did a
god, so
perfected
funny.
servitor.
Yeah,
and you were
servitor,
Like, all right, that
you
thing's
just go like-
never dying, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, let me just use everything I have, and he took 10 damage. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, escalation
it's
protocol
funny.
is hard. It is
I'm
very difficult.
excited to get into the higher levels of it.
Me
and-
too. Yeah.
Me too.
And
yeah.
I'll probably be right there with everybody wanting 6 people once I get there in my patrol. But I just love that all of a sudden everybody's using the old Husky Raid tactics of matching with each other in patrol that we had to do to make videos. Get a little bit of insight into how hard it is
Trademarked.
to get 9 people. It's probably, I think it's easy. Is it easier on PC to do it because there's like less people loading in, maybe like a smaller player population?
It might be
They live
because it's a
close to
smaller
each
player
other?
population. I know
Yeah.
I was able to. Nim had a group of 7 people, and me and my buddy Black Fox were able to get in there pretty much
Yeah.
instantly.
Like it
So,
took me like 20 minutes to match up with Lulu, who lives like an hour or 2 away from me.
Oh, you did
Like,
the regional matchmaking bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's what we had to do.
Yeah.
I'm in the West Coast and they're East Coasters. So it took us a bit to try and actually get in there together with one another. They had to, the way we had to do it is, all the groups that I play with, they're all East Coasters. They're all in like the same state. So they matched up with one another first. Then I was able to join them. So I joined one, and then they kind of split off into fire teams after that, and then we would bring people in afterwards, and that's how we ended up getting like the 9 people after about like an hour and a half.
What we did
But
what I did to
dude,
match
so
up
much fun.
with Lulu is like, since we lived close to each other, she just stayed in an instance, and I just fast traveled to that spot over
Yep.
and over again.
That's what we
and
were
then when
doing.
we matched up, and then you invite your friends or people who are out there who want it to be easier. It's a lot easier to do on Xbox, I think. Message any blueberry who's alone and ask him to invite your friend to the team. Like, that's all you have to do. Ask him if he wants to do escalation protocols. Get him in a party, play with him that way. It's a little more cumbersome on PlayStation, I think, to send messages and
Yeah,
invites
I
quickly.
was trying to do
Yeah.
that the other day.
Yeah.
The good thing about PlayStation is it has like an autofill feature where it will copy the exact same like words you typed in your last message. I don't know why, so I just kept like going through and typing the exact same message to a bunch of different blueberries because it was like the fastest way to do it. So
Yeah.
it was really
You
stupid.
obviously
but,
were messaging them all. I'm a girl. Do you want to play? I mean, that's what I do
No,
to get
no.
responses.
But,
And they're
shout out
sorely
to-
disappointed.
shout out to the blueberry Turd Ferguson for
Nice.
getting us in there.
Turd Ferguson.
he was the one that helped us get our.
That's how I
our
got the
sleepers and things, so.
sleeper. Yeah, I got the sleeper part done because Fallout hit me up because they had asked a random blueberry to let them join who was doing it. So it was like midnight and Fallout messages me and he's like, "You want to do escalation protocols?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Why not? I guess let's do this." So just got
Sure.
it that way.
If I see you on PSN, I'm gonna harass you. By the way,
You should do it. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm just there doing whatever most of the
It
time.
just exists.
I'm very antisocial though a lot of the time too.
I know
do.
you just want to play by yourself, which is
That's-
so weird to me.
I know.
There's just I
That's-
Seem
don't.
closed.
That's how I played like D1 always was just I just did like strikes by myself. Like I just was like
don't
I'm gonna
get
go
it.
into heroic strikes and play them because I don't know. I don't talk to people a lot. This is the most I talk to people literally all week is this I haven't spoken to a soul since this podcast stopped happening. So really this is like this is a saving grace moment for me.
Hermit dad mega, just sitting alone.
I don't talk to my brother-in-law who lives 2 floors above me. I don't go and hang out with him when he invites me.
No,
I don't do
no.
anything.
Do you play Destiny with him at least?
I tried to get him into it. He didn't like it.
Don't blame
No.
him.
Wow. Okay, you can't even play at that TBL. That's a lie, and you know it.
No, TBL means he
Fired.
doesn't blame him because
Fired.
he saved himself from hundreds of hours of love and heartache all at the same time. That's what being a Destiny fan is. If you're too
Right.
obsessed with it.
You just come back now that things are good. All right,
got a
there
lot
we
of
go. We got any more
comments.
questions you guys want to answer?
Yeah. Let me see here. question.
I saw one asking if trials should count for glory, and I thought it doesn't.
Really?
Why doesn't it? Why doesn't it? If that's something that they announced beforehand, I haven't paid attention to it. Why doesn't trials count for glory?
Maybe trials should have like a separate rank.
Maybe it is different matchmaking, a different matchmaking algorithm that they use for that. But it's kind of weird that.
And it has the slight difference that it's locked loadout too, whereas
that's true.
Competitive isn't. Which
That's
Joey was really complaining about when he was doing carries with Fallout. He was
Joey, when are we gonna get Joey on here?
Let's do
Whatever
it.
you want.
Do that.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I love Joey.
I can make that choice now, can't I?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
you're the boss, all right, boss lady.
Hey. But yeah, no. I think trials should have its own ranked
I could see that.
thing. That'd be pretty cool.
A little upset that Trials doesn't have a new ornaments for season 3.
Yeah, no new ornaments this time around, which is weird considering I think we're getting like new Iron Banner stuff. And
Yeah,
The new Iron Banner stuff looks
Yeah.
so cool. It looks so awesome.
The
Has
Iron
anybody
Banner
previewed
and
it
the
yet?
faction gear looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen some of the faction stuff that's coming?
Yes.
It's pretty cool looking.
Is that previewable as well?
I think in the database right now you can go and preview some
Yeah,
of the upcoming faction
somebody.
stuff.
TBL is a
I'm
data
gonna have to take a
miner.
Look at that.
PC.
Yeah,
Hacker voice.
and it's weird that like there was no new ornaments for trials, but the previous ones aren't attainable either. So I don't know.
Yeah,
why
yeah.
it was made.
It's the same thing for some of the faction leaders and for Iron Banner. Those ornaments are they're just gone, disappeared.
Yeah.
I guess they said you can only earn it in season 2, so
Yeah, they did.
they meant it.
To their credit, they did mention that. Like,
Yeah.
that was made pretty clear. So if you didn't grind for them, then like it's kind of on you. I'm just saying,
Oh well, at least some of the new stuff is looking pretty darn good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, that Warlock helmet, that Iron Banner Warlock helmet.
Yeah,
ornament.
it looks good. It looks really good.
So good.
Mega,
Oh, sorry. I heard
your
the
life
word
is run by
warlock.
warlocks. Your entire life is run by warlocks.
You know
We
what?
won't
I
like
can't wait until D3 is coming out, and I can say I went all of D2 without like ever using a warlock. It's gonna feel really good.
Heresy.
For sure.
I love looking
enough.
at my 2 characters when I sign into PlayStation and knowing that there will never be a third.
Believable.
Come on, you gotta get your light level grind on, man. Come on,
Hey,
man.
I'm like 360, and I've only done 1 character so far. I haven't even done a prestige
Pretty
raid,
good.
So
That's
I
pretty
feel
good.
I feel good about that. Yeah, I need to do a prestige raid.
accomplished.
I need to get on that Titan and do a prestige raid on it, so I get guaranteed armor drops, and then it needs to start the milestone grind again. I've never done a prestige raid. I never will. So I don't know why.
There's no reason to. Don't.
I mean,
worry about
it's only worth it for the light level grind right now because you get guaranteed armor. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Everybody needs a little bit of that right now.
I'm too scared of it. I'm scared of raids.
It's too spooky.
I told you I can't even handle doing strikes with other people. Prestige raid, that's scary. That's too much. All right, that's pressure.
Under pressure. Too much for you. Well, all right. You guys think that's a good enough stopping point for our first episode back?
Yeah.
I like
Should we
it.
read our subs
Me?
before we go?
Yes.
Well, let's do that
Yes.
after we sign out.
'Kay.
Because
Oh, true.
it's going to sound really weird on the audio version of this podcast if they're like
That is
sitting here
fair.
listening to a bunch of subs. Like, who are these people? There are subs, and you should love them because we do.
Our Twitch subs. Yeah,
Shame.
come on, guys. You know how it works.
If you're listening,
We haven't been gone that long.
if you're only listening to this, get on the Twitch channel. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on. Look
Yeah,
at our
watch the
beautiful
show
faces.
live. It's so much
It
better
is.
live.
Twitch.tv/planet_destiny.
Yeah, don't go to
Come join
twitch.tv
us.
/Planet Destiny. That's a faker. He's a fake hedgehog, not a real hedgehog. Only Sonic fans will get that. But that's going to be it. Thank you all so much for tuning in to our first episode back, the first episode of the Planet Destiny podcast. It's been quite a road to get here, but so many good things are happening. We're so thankful that you all have been tuning in, and we're so happy to be back and making stuff for you guys. It's going to be another busy week coming up. We've got a bunch of new content coming out. We're going to be continuing moving forward. We've got a bunch of new guests getting ready to come onto the show, including the entirety of the stream team we've got going on with the Planet Destiny Twitch page right now. But before we get on out of here, we are going to tell you where you can find us all across the internet and some of the things we've got coming up over the course of the next week. Starting off with the man, the myth, the legend, Big Daddy Mega Magwitch himself. Who you is, what you do, where you at?
Hi, I'm Mega Magwitch. I used to do a channel called Husky Raid, but that probably won't happen again anytime soon. Or will it? You can find me at twitch.tv/Mega Magwitch. Well, and we would have made more videos, but I just had a kid, and one of them's just graduated medical school and has become a doctor, so who the hell knows what's going to happen there. Find me at twitch.tv/Mega Magwitch, where I have been playing a lot of Destiny 2 this last week, having fun in PvE and PvP, just casual chilling. New time for old Mega, new time slot. Used to be mornings. I'm going to be nights now because my wife is accepting a new job with a different schedule, and I will be transitioning to evening streams. So find me weekdays in the evening in the future. And yeah, how about you, Nem Plays? Nem?
Well,
Nemi?
hi there. You can find me
Hi there.
right here, right here on the Planet Destiny site. You'll often find me in chat, modding around when we have some of our other beautiful faces here. If you want to find me in my personal channel, it's going to be twitch.tv/nemplays. I stream Destiny and a variety of other games as well. Moon.
Hello, yes. You can also find me in every Planet Destiny outlet ever, because that is my job now. But if you want to find me elsewhere, you can find me at Twitter at Moonvald, twitch.tv/Moonvald, behind your local Taco Bell. Moonvald, like I don't know. I'm just Moonvald everywhere.
My favorite thing about Moon having to deal with all the Planet Destiny stuff is now she has to respond to anything I DM her, no matter how silly it is.
Anything. That's right.
Yeah, no. So whatever. Anyway.
How about TBL? How about
TBL?
you?
Yeah, Link. Where can we
me?
find you?
Yo, hi, my name's the Black Link. That's pretty much it. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. All at the Black Link. And, of course, the Planet Destiny YouTube channel, where I'll be putting out basically content for anything that comes into my brain. That's it. New
He's
stuff.
a powerhouse. He has been
just
getting
make stuff.
videos to me, like, faster than I can put them out. I don't even know how it happens.
I'm
It's
an engine.
terrifying.
Point me in a direction, and I choo-choo train right,
You just
right
go.
towards it.
And I'm like, please, I need to sleep.
There it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is going to be it for the first episode of the Planet Destiny podcast. Big return. Don't call it a comeback, baby. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for the support. And we cannot wait to get back to making stuff for you. That's it for this one. We'll catch you all next week.